Good morning, friends. It is Power 30 day 2. We are on May 2nd, and I'm going to get a little bit of Spotify going again like I did yesterday. Okay, so yesterday you should have filled out your packet talking about what you want what your goal is for the 90 days, how you want to achieve it, how you feel when you achieve it, because when we can see ourselves with that outcome, it is much more powerful for our brain to help recognize that we can actually do the dang thing. And then how are you going to need to change as a person to achieve that goal, right? Then getting the plan in place, making sure you have a step-by-step outline for at least this first 30 days. So that requires you to break down your goal just a little bit to help you figure out, okay, here's my goal. How the heck am I going to get there? And then on June 1st, we'll do that part again to help us figure out, okay, what works in the first 30 days, how we can move forward for the second 30 days, etc. The next one was the fail plan, making sure that you go through your personal calendar. What are potential obstacles that are going to come up this month specifically? How are you going to work around them? What's your plan in place? You're going out of town? Awesome. What is your plan to be able to still work your business? And then yesterday, you should have completed the sheet, the action sheet, right? So this is going to be filled out every single day. And I talked about putting all your stuff in a notebook if you want. That's actually what I'm in the process of doing this morning is I'm going to do my 90 days in a notebook I already have instead of printing all of the paper out. So if you want to share what your lessons learned yesterday were, gosh, I would love to hear that. And mine, I was busy yesterday. Like if you caught yesterday's live, I had appointments yesterday and I had just gotten back in town the night before. And so there was a lot to do, but I did my 5x7 checklist and I accomplished, I think, 2 of my 3 tasks. So today whatever task I didn't get done yesterday, I'm bringing that back over and then I'm adding 2 more, right? Because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with the amount of tasks that you have to do. At least focus on getting 3 completely finished. So, and maybe even today, I might add more on from that action list we talked about. So in the back of my notebook, apparently I have other notes. I am going to make an action list of things that I want to get done in these 90 days. And so if I have time, if I complete all of these things and I have the ability to do more, then I will do more. Okay, so what I want to share with you today is a prompt. So yes, we need to do our top 3 priorities. You need to write them down, get working on your connection with the 5x7 checklist. Because like I said yesterday, that always takes the longest for me. But today we have a fun prompt that I'm going to encourage you to share on social media. Hold on, let me open this. All right, let's figure out how I can share this now. Okay, so the prompt today is to write a post. It's going to be something that's going to get engagement. So the hook of the post, choose something that's like, hey, I bet you didn't know this, or I made this mistake, or the 3 things that you need to know if you want to change are, or gosh, I was wrong about X, or I wish someone had told me. And this can be anything. It does not have to be about Scentsy, just something that catches people's attention because people want to give you their opinion, right? So what you're going to do in your post is describe the problem, talk about what you wish you had done instead, or what you do now, or what you do differently, what you wish someone would have told you. Walk through that and then have a call to action, engage with them, comment, share, like ask them to say, hey, what did you not know? Or whatever your post is, ask them the same question. Or if you have a poll in your stories, say head to my stories and vote, or tag a friend in this post. And when you're posting, make sure you have a picture of you, right? I'm probably going to go through and just find some previous selfies that I've taken the last week or 2. Make sure it's well lit, nothing dark, and it's showing your smiling face because people want to see you, right? Did I even take it? I don't even know if I took any photos yesterday. So go ahead and get started on that. I'm going to exit the share just for a moment. All right. All right. So let's think about something fun that you could, I bet you didn't know this. I made this mistake once. Oh man. I wish someone had told me, could be a one that you use for like, I wish someone had told me when I was young that um I could be successful talking. You know, something silly like that. And if you're not sure what to post, ask in the Nomad group too. If you're watching the replay and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck am I going to say? That's okay. Ask for help. All right. You know, something that I learned the other day that I might have a good, it might be a good opportunity. Let me share that screen again. There we go. I bet you didn't know this. Somebody told me yesterday, no, last week, that the only difference between a regular wipe and an antibacterial wipe is that antibacterial, it does clean a lot of bugs, but it also can create like super bugs. So it could do more harm over time, right? So if you're more natural minded, being able to just use a regular wipe or like our all-purpose cleaner or our counter clean is in the long run going to be more effective for keeping things clean because antibacterial can actually cause more problems. So figuring out a simple way to word that is an awesome option. You could also do something like I was wrong about how much wax I needed in my house, or how much wax I needed in my warmer. Depending on what room you're in, right? That we know there are so many other variables with airflow, size of room, the strength of the scent. Like I didn't know I could just use X amount of cubes and have the same throw as Y amount of cubes. Something simple like that. Oh, golly. It is an early morning today. Same time as yesterday, but feels early, you know what I mean? All right. So as you're working on, I'm going to start working on my top 3 priorities to accomplish today. And then also starting my 5x7 checklist with my follow-ups and my offers and connecting. So keep that prompt in mind for later. Here, I'll just go ahead and share that again. So go ahead and keep this prompt in mind for later. Feel free to take a screenshot if you are watching the replay. And then use this time to work on that checklist, this undisturbed time that we've got, you know. I didn't quite get to my thank you mail yesterday, so I need to make that a priority today. I don't know if you saw my decision, my plan, not my plan yesterday, but I'm walking through about how well I need to change. I think it's really important to understand that even people who have been doing this a while sometimes can feel inadequate. We let our stories start to feel like truths. And it's okay for you to pause and see if that story needs to be dismantled and thrown away. Oftentimes people ignore me when I reach out, when I'm just trying to make a connection, have a conversation with them, see how they're doing. And it's difficult for me to not take it personally because I really like you guys and I want the best for you. But I don't know what's going on in everybody else's life, right? You never know what somebody else is going through. So while it's easy to make the snap judgment and let it seem personal and let it affect you and how you are, how you run your business, how you run your day, I encourage you to pause and take a step back and not let it be personal. I know it's easier than it sounds, or it's harder than it sounds. It sounds easy, is what I meant to say. Again, just trying to remove that judgment from yourself and any weight that you're putting on yourself, that you're adding to your own load. Try and remove that. It will make things feel lighter and easier. You know what I mean? All right. All right. I keep saying all right. You know, it's one of those little the ticks. Okay, let's do this. Okay, all right. Do you guys have a tick? That could be a fun prompt question. What's something that you subconsciously say without intending to? And then it just becomes this, oh my gosh, I gotta stop saying it. And then you say it more. And a reminder, guys, if you don't have an accountability buddy, I would highly recommend one. They can help keep you on track. And if you want, use our group chat for this goal. For this 90-day goal challenge, use the group chat. I have a friend who is not in our upline, downline, sideline at all. And she and I talk daily and we make sure we have our tasks written down in our text message so that we can go back and see, okay, here's what I was going to do. And since I'm going to be using the paper now, I'll just go back and write it there as well. But having somebody to keep you accountable and to help call you on your crap is imperative. And if you can't take somebody calling you on your crap, that's maybe a story in your mind that you need to look at, right? Is it something that you're avoiding? Is that an excuse you're using to not do the things, to not do the work? What are you using as an excuse to not do the things that you need to do? If you've been around for a while, you probably know the things that you need to do to make your business successful. It's just the taking action that makes it a lot more difficult, right? The taking action. There's an analogy. There are 3 frogs on a log. All 3 of them decide to jump. How many frogs jump? Send me a text with your answer. I'm not going to tell you in this video. Don't forget at the end of your day to make sure you do your brain dump, because it is so important to kind of reflect when it's fresh, to be able to see what works and what didn't work. Like my brain dump from yesterday was, it is so easy to let the day slip by. So be intentional with the time you do have. It takes discipline, you guys. It takes discipline to do the things that you need to do instead of the things you want to do. But over time, that compounds, and you're able to then free up your time for the things that you want to do. Does that make sense? Do the things that you need to do now to free up more time later. All right. Day 1. Okay, day 2. I'm rewriting everything in my notebook real quick. All right, so my priorities for today that I did not get done are getting my monthly postcards and mail complete. Yesterday, I sent my follow-up text to my customers who ordered in April. And if you're not part of our Nomad Tribe group, or if you didn't see it, I posted my follow-up message. I tweak it a little bit every month. But it's a message that includes a Jotform link so that when they fill it out, I'm having them customize their mail that they get from me instead of just sending them something generic. I'm having them customize, okay, what kind of fragrance do you want? And then I'll send them that scent circle, or maybe a sample of wax. It's getting too hot to necessarily do samples of wax. And then for my club subscribers, I might start sending them wax felt samples, because when it comes to club subscriptions, those are the ones that I want to get more of, because that's more passive income, right? They can change it whenever they want. They can stop it. There's no fees. That's the great thing about our program. However, when somebody is subscribed every single month, every other month, or every third month, that's work that you don't have to do. That's extra work you don't have to do. But if I can get a new scent under their nose and they've already got the club subscription and they love the scent, the chances of them adding that scent to their club subscription are exponentially higher. So how cool would it be to have that club subscription? You send them a scent they love, they add it to their club. And then you keep doing that. Every time their subscription runs, they get a new scent. And they're like, man, this is awesome. Or definitely never ordering that. It's a little way to kind of amp up the care and customer service of that passive PRV. And if you don't have any club subscribers, let's talk about how you can get some. Let's talk about how you can approach people using a Forever coupon, which is the 10% off of $30 or more, getting a half price item, getting the whiff box specifically at half price. That's the only way you can do it, is by the club subscription. Cheaper shipping. It's only $8 to have your club subscription shipped. So those are two big things for me, is the Forever coupon and the discounted shipping. All right. I have a bonus action item I'm going to think about doing today. There's a couple leaders who are running a Scent Circle subscription program where they essentially have somebody commit to 1 month at a time, and every single week they'll be sent a new Scent Circle. And so it's $12 plus tax a month. And if they can order multiple months at a time, they'll get a greater discount, right? Because Scent Circle's $3 each plus tax. And it's just a fun way to get a new piece of mail every month. So I'm gonna consider that option. That's gonna be on my action list if I have extra time. My husband's awake making his coffee again. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Grinding the beans in a sec. I'm gonna work on my 5x7 checklist right now. I talked about my favorite way to do this is just to go on Instagram and find common interests. So like yesterday, I went to a book series I'm reading called Daughter of No Worlds. I used that as a hashtag to find people. Today, I think I want to connect with houseplant people. Yesterday, I forgot to feed my sourdough starter. So that stinks. And I try not to follow accounts that look like they're just reposting other people's work because that doesn't feel like it would be a genuine, authentic connection to me. So I try and follow actual people accounts. Oh, this gal looks awesome. So what I look for, this gal, houseplants, she looks like she has a very clean timeline. Looks like she's got tips and tricks, specific plants, easy to follow. So I feel like this would be a very good account for me to follow. Awesome. And then I'm going to find a post and engage. I hope you guys can hear some of the music. This gal's handle is Dirt Queen. Yeah, I like her vibe too. And if you don't know, when you're looking up people on Instagram to connect with, you can actually see who you've followed recently. So if you go to your main profile, you go to following, you can, excuse me, you can sort by the latest followed. So now it just shows the two gals that I just started following today. That's awesome. So if you don't want to write it down like I do, you can then just go to your profile and see about it. What I actually might do is Arizona gardening. Switching up my search a little bit. Oh yeah, there's a good hashtag there. And if you didn't know, you can search. If you want people who have been active more recently, you can switch it from top searches, top posts, to recent posts. So I want people who are also active on here to connect with, you know? Oh my gosh, guys, we're almost at 30 minutes. Okay. Just need 2 more peeps. You guys ever had a mulberry? All I can think of is the song, All Around the Mulberry Bush. I don't know that I've ever tasted one. Lots of cool things you can harvest here in Arizona. As I've been doing research on this, because I want to do a garden on our side yard eventually, there's a lot more that can grow here than I anticipated. I assumed because we get so hot that things just wouldn't thrive, but there's a lot that thrives here. So that's really awesome. It's just all about planting the right time of year, you know? And it's so funny, once you start searching for specific things, the Instagram ads start popping up. You get targeted ads. And so I can't tell you how many designs I've had recently or how many posts I've seen recently that have a oh, what's it called? The gardening, what's it called? The trellis, yes. To go. Good morning. Hi. So now I have sent Donnie so many trellis options for whenever we start doing our beds out there. Yeah, I think this one was a good one for me to follow. My kids are really excited for once we do finally garden to get ladybugs out there. All right, guys, don't forget to do the prompt post today, the prompted post of either bet you didn't know this, I made this mistake, 3 things you need, etc., etc. And it can be something so goofy and silly too. If you are not a very serious poster, like you're not a super serious person, that's okay. Make it silly, make it you, be authentic. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it for today. But if you have any questions, let me know. Make sure you do your daily 3, your 5x7 checklist. Make sure you start with the connection so you can check that off because it's the most daunting. And if 5 to 10 seems like too much, just focus on the 5 and make sure you brain dump at the end of the day. All right, guys. Nomad Tribe, it's your move. Happy Power 30.